I know we haven't discussed variables, what they are, or how to use them, and I understand that might make this section feel a bit confusing. Don't worry, we'll have a detailed discussion about variables in a future video. For now, just understand that variables are items that, depending on their programming and the course design, can change during the lesson. That change can be used to affect what the learner sees or does. There are three types of variables: true-false, number, and text. Each of these variable types behaves differently, and you'll see different options in the trigger wizard when you program them. Even though the available options will vary, the wizard itself will generally act the same for all three types. Let's look at what you'll see in the action section of the trigger wizard for each of the three variable types. We'll start with the simplest of the three: text. A text variable allows the learner to enter information that can be reused throughout the lesson, but it isn't used for any type of calculation or numeric manipulation. For example, let's say you want to create a dialogue between two characters, one representing the SME and the other representing the learner. You might have the learner enter their name at the beginning of the course, then use that text variable to display the name throughout the rest of the conversation. In the action section of the trigger wizard, the variable line might read, "Set text example to value blank," where text example is the name of your variable. You'll notice that the words value and blank are underlined, meaning they can be changed. If you select value, a drop-down will appear, allowing you to choose between setting the variable to a specific value or linking it to another variable. In this case, don't think of value as a number. Instead, think of it as a group of characters or text. If you choose variable instead, you can make this variable equal to another one. And whenever that second variable changes, this one will automatically update as well. Once the variable is set, either to a specific value or to another variable, Storyline can display that information throughout the rest of the lesson. Whether it's a learner's name, a text entry, or any other custom text you want to reuse. The next type is the true-false variable. This variable acts like a go, no-go checkpoint. The condition is either met or it isn't. Depending on whether the condition is true or false, Storyline will decide which actions to perform. Unlike text variables, you generally won't display a true-false variable directly to the learner. These variables work quietly in the background, controlling what the learner can see or do, based on their progress or decisions. For example, imagine the learner must complete a specific task before continuing. You could disable the next button until that task is done. Once completed, the variable changes to true, and the learner can move forward. But here's the key. If the learner later goes back to that slide, they shouldn't have to complete the same task again. The true-false variable remembers that the task was completed and keeps the next button active. This kind of logic gives the learner control and prevents unnecessary repetition, which helps maintain engagement. When working with true-false variables, you'll also see two options in the trigger wizard: set and toggle. Set assigns the variable to a specific value, either true or false, and toggle flips the variable's current state. If it's true, it changes to false, and if it's false, it changes to true. Just like with the text variable, you can set a true-false variable to a specific value, either true or false, or you can set it equal to another true-false variable. When that second variable changes, this one will automatically update as well.